So today I'm going to present the result of my sociology research. Start from the cover. So, the analysis of teenagers following the fashion trend of St. John students grade 9 until 10 in academic year of 2019-2020. So I'll skip everything and I'll go on with my preface. First of all, thank God for being with me while making the survey so that it can be completed at the time given by our sociology teacher, Miss Esti. Besides that, I also want to say a big thank you to people who helped me fill in this questionnaire, honestly, so that everything could go on smoothly. Until now that I can produce this data, for your information, this data is the result of weeks and weeks of survey. As the one who did this, I would like to say sorry if there's any mistake that I've done during the survey. Go on with the abstract. So the survey is about the investigation of teenagers' purpose on following the new fashion trend. And I was trying to find if there is any purpose that teenagers have in following the new fashion trend, so that we can understand the teenagers' fashion as their way to express themselves. Go on with chapter 1. Chapter 1 Introduction. So started with the background problem. So based on the research that I've done, a lot of teenagers today do really pay attention to the way they dress. And also they are aware of the new fashion trend that's been going around. But will the fashion trend affect the way they dress? Will it lead them into a wasteful individual? After doing research about this, I found pretty interesting things about it, because mostly all of them know what hypebeast is, which is not a big surprise, but to clarify that it is one of the biggest impact of their fashion. B. Problem formulation. Based on the main problem, these are the formulation for the problems. Number 1, what is that makes them would like to follow the fashion trend? Number 2, will the fashion trend change the way they dress? Number 3, what will be their mindset after spending a lot of things for expensive stuff? C. Research global. These are the goals for the research. Number 1, find their intention on following the fashion trend. 2, find out is it one of the part where they are trying to find their identity. D. Research benefit. These are the benefits of the research that I've done. Number 1, to understand teenagers better. Number 2, to see fashion as an expression of themselves. Okay, it's done for chapter 1. Now we're going to chapter 2. So, start chapter 2, theoretical base. Number 1, background problem. Based from research that the researcher has done, which is me, there are a few purposes to dress according to the fashion trend. This thing will likely to influence the way teenagers dress. B. Underlying theories. Definition of fashion. What is fashion? Fashion is popular aesthetic expression at a certain time and in a certain context. I get this from Wikipedia, and I already write the research on my paper. Number 2, what is trend? Trend is a general movement over time of a statistically detectable change, also a statistical curve reflecting such a change. See, summary and thinking framework. This framework based on fashion should be the way to express yourself, and there's no rules in fashion. You should not use fashion as your getaway to not who you are not. You can be ashamed of your own style because everybody has their own style. What I'm trying to say is, a lot of teenagers nowadays, they're willing to do anything to get friends or fame or everything. So one of their way to achieve that is to buy an expensive stuff to impress their friends, to get new friends. By that, yes. What I'm trying to say, it's okay to buy expensive stuff. You should not let yourself be an individual, a wasteful individual, and you should buy it because you like it, not because you want to achieve something of it. D. Hypothesis. So, number one, my alternative hypothesis that teenagers dress according to the fashion trend to get recognition. So, zero hypothesis is the opposite, which is teenagers dress according to the fashion trend, not to get recognition. Done with chapter 2. So, we're going to chapter 3. Chapter 3, methodology. So my research location is St. John's School, which is my school, and my research subject is 30 random students of St. John Catholic School from grade 9 until 10. So I divided 30 by 2, so grade 9 will get 15, grade 10 will get 15. So I use library research and field research. On library research, I collect, read, and analyze into a deeper context of the topic. And number 2, field research, I analyze and observing the object of the research. D. Data collecting technique. To collect the data on the field, the writer, which is me, only gave a questionnaire for each person that became the object of the research. And for data processing, I editing, double checking all the answer if there is any invalid answer, and tabulating to convert all of the answer into percentage, which I will show you later. Number 2, data analyzing technique. For the data analysis, especially the tabulating part, the writer, which is me, used Microsoft Word and Excel to help converting numbers to charts. But before that, the writer need to count all of the answer and turn it into a percentage. Go with my chapter 4. So, chapter 4, which is my research result. I already get one of my questionnaire as a sample. To explain this better, number 1, validity of research instrument. Instrument that was used in this research was questionnaire. There are a few variables in this questionnaire. The variables are used to divide and define the research into a different level easier. The variables are fashion as trend and the sense of fashion. B. Data presentation. In this research, the researcher, which is me, I already explained it, grade 9 till 10, consists of 30 people. So, table 1. Do they know hypebeast? Most of them say yes. And hypebeast is like a big impact in fashion nowadays because it's like teenagers' favorite. It's like a new lifestyle that's been going on nowadays. So yeah, that's number 1. 80% show that they know hypebeast and 20% don't. Table 2, their favorite band. There are many choices for this, and the most answer is Nike and Adidas, and the rest favorite band is either a luxurious brand or hype brand. This table shows that today's fashion was hardly influenced by sport design of fashion. Table 3 shows that 73.3% are not interested to try a new style, and the rest are interested. So 73% feels comfortable with their fashion style and have no plan to try anything new. Table 4. So, my question is, do you ever feel cool, rich, or special when you can afford a new exclusive fashion trend that can be afforded by most people? 40% say they seek nothing from luxury stuff. 46% feel something when they wear that stuff, and the other 13 don't know about it or not sure. Table 5, and buy new product. Table 5 shows that 40% of teenagers won't buy a new product that is not mainly suited with their style, but the rest 16% would like to try it. Table 6, how often people buy new stuff. Table 6 shows that the majority of teenagers buy new fashion product when they would like to, which is 73%, and the rest, 30%, is a combination of once a week, month, or when there's a new product and trend. Yes. Table 7, information source. How do they know when there's a new product? 76.6% know when there's a new product from media, and the rest 16 from community, and 6% from people that wear it. Table 8, the collection. Do they have a certain collection of a certain brand? Table 8 shows that half of teenagers have their own collection of certain brand, 50%. Table 9, influence. People that would buy stuff because of others. Table 9 shows that 36.50% will buy new things when they like it without hesitance, and the rest 63.30% won't directly buy it. Table 10, change of fashion. People that change the way they dress because of the trend. Table 10 shows the majority of 63.3% of teenagers change the way they dress because of the trend, and the rest is either no or change the way they dress because of other things. Table 11, people that feel comfortable with everything they use without any expensive stuff. Table 11 shows that 80% of teenagers are fine going out with a normal outfit that is not pricey, and the rest 20% can go out with their perfect outfit. Table 12, do they have any regression on buying expensive stuff? Table 12 shows that most of them regretted their expensive purchase, about 63.3%, and the rest are not. Table 13, Supreme. Table 4, wait. 56.60% show that Hypebeast is not worth it to buy, and the rest 43% think that Supreme is worth it because of many reasons. For example, like it has a good value on the market which you can resell and get more money of it. Table 14, people that bought fake. 33.30% of teenagers had buy a fake product, but the other shows that they haven't bought any of them on purpose. Like for example, he explained in this questionnaire that he bought a fake because he didn't know either it's fake or real, but he just liked it. Table 15, what is your motivation to follow the fashion trend? So table 15 shows that there are a lot of reasons for them to follow the fashion trend. 6.6% to fit in, 33.30% because it's attractive, 13.30% because to go with the flow, and the other 26.60% because of the other factor. Go on with chapter 4. Oh, that's chapter 4. Chapter 5. So conclusion. A lot of teenagers nowadays mostly dress not because of their original preference, but there is some purpose, like to get recognition or praise from others. From what I got, it looks like that luxurious fashion will get you somewhere in the community. In conclusion, nowadays fashion is one of the way to fit in the community. And it looks like that this fashion trend makes teenagers become more wasteful individual, which will be bad for them in the future. But there are still a lot of teenagers that still can control themselves and not being brainwashed by trend. But it makes them look more fashionable, which is positive impact. B, a recommendation. For a recommendation, it's better for teenagers to dress like the way they are. A certain stage of level in the community, in the community or praise is just temporary and only will make you feel happy at the time. The real happy is when you have the freedom to be yourself. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Explain all, and I'll edit this video to make it better and upload it on YouTube. Thank you, Miss SD.